So we all have these big dreams and ambitions, right? But let's be honest, how many of them actually happen? Today we're going to dive into a super simple framework that's all about turning those dreams into a real, concrete plan. Let's get into the art of setting goals you'll actually, accomplish.
Think about it this way. Would you ever just hop on a train without having any idea where it's going? Of course not, right? That sounds kind of crazy. And yet, so many of us go through our lives just like that. We're moving, sure, but we have no final stop in mind.
And that, right there, is the whole issue. Without a clear goal, you're pretty much on a train to nowhere. You might feel busy, you might feel like you're making progress, but you don't have that true sense of purpose. A goal is what puts a destination on the map and gives your journey some real meaning.
Okay, let's get really clear on this, because the difference here is huge. A wish is, well, it's passive. It's just something you want without any real commitment. But a goal is active. It takes that dream and attaches a plan and, crucially, a deadline to it. This is where wishful thinking gets left behind and a real strategy begins.
You know the drill. You set a New Year's resolution, you're super excited about it, and then February hits. And it's gone. If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not alone. So why do our best intentions so often just fizzle out? Let's talk about the common roadblocks that get in our way.
The reasons are all over the place. Sometimes it's psychological, like a deep-seated fear of failing. Other times it's just practical. We get a little too comfortable, we never actually write our goals down, or we don't give ourselves a deadline. But honestly, a lot of the time, it's just that nobody ever taught us how to set a good goal. The good news is, that's a skill, and it's one you can definitely learn.
But what if I told you there was a formula for this? A simple, proven framework that's basically designed to slice right through all those roadblocks and give your goals the structure they need to actually succeed? Well, that's exactly what we're about to get into.
That's right. It is time to stop setting goals that are basically designed to fail from the start, and instead start setting goals that are smart. This little acronym is seriously the key to unlocking your potential and finally turning all that ambition into real-world achievement.
So what does it actually mean to get smart? Let's break this thing down letter by letter. Each one stands for a critical piece of the puzzle that helps turn a fuzzy wish into something you can actually aim for. First up, S is for specific. A vague goal like, I want to get in shape, is just way too easy to ignore. You've got to get specific. Ask yourself those W questions. What exactly do I want to do? Why is this important to me? Getting this clear from the start gets rid of all the guesswork. Just be careful not to get bogged down in too many details. The point here is clarity, not making it super complicated.
Next, we have M for measurable. You absolutely need a way to track your progress. Ask yourself, how much? How many? How will I know for sure when I've done it? When you can measure your goal, it stops being this abstract idea and starts becoming visible progress, which, let me tell you, is a huge motivator. Just make sure you're measuring what really matters, not just the stuff that's easy to count.
A stands for achievable. Look, a goal should stretch you, but it shouldn't break you. Setting a goal to become a billionaire by next Tuesday isn't motivating, it's just discouraging. It has to hit that sweet spot where it's challenging enough to keep you going, but still realistic enough that you can actually do something about it.
Then we have R for realistic, and I like to think of this one as relevant. Does this goal actually make sense for your life, right now? I mean, deciding to become a world-class concert pianist isn't very realistic if you can't stand practicing. The goal has to genuinely matter to you and fit into your life, or you're just going to burn out. And finally, the big one. T is for time-bound. This is like the secret sauce for creating urgency. A goal without a deadline can always be put off until someday, which we all know means never. When you set a target date, you create focus, you kill procrastination, and you basically give your brain a finish line to race towards.
So let's see what this looks like in the real world. Here's the vague wish. I want to be rich. Okay, now let's make it a SMART goal. I will have $40 million by 2028. Whoa, right? It sounds huge, but look at the difference. It's specific, $40 million. It's measurable, your net worth. It's potentially achievable with a killer plan, and it is absolutely time-bound, 2028. See? That clarity turns a daydream into a real target.
All right, so that's the theory behind it, but theory is useless if you don't put it into practice. So let's turn this whole framework into a simple, practical action plan you can literally start using the second this is over.
Here we go, your 4-step plan. Step 1, and this is totally non-negotiable. You have to write it down.
Putting it on paper makes it real. Step 2. Break that huge goal down into smaller, bite-sized steps. This is how you build momentum. Third, track your progress. Set a time, maybe every week or every month, to just check in and see how you're doing. And last but not least, lock in that deadline.
Just remember, setting goals isn't some kind of magic trick. It's a skill you can learn. And this whole framework we just talked about, that's your bridge to get from the dream to the deadline.
I love this quote because it just says everything, doesn't it? It perfectly sums up that huge shift from just passively dreaming about something to actively going out and achieving it. The plan gives you the how, and the deadline gives you the when. Put those two together, and a simple dream becomes this powerful force for change in your life.
So, I'm going to leave you with this one question. What's that one dream you've been pushing off? What's the thing you're finally going to give a deadline to starting today? Because your whole journey really does begin with that one decision.